Hello everybody, welcome back. This is my 2018 Porsche Cayman S, and I've had it for about almost 7 months now. So I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an update in general about how I feel about the car. Even though I've had it about 7 months already, I've probably only driven it 15, maybe 20 times. And I will say that I pretty much have thoroughly fallen in love with Porsche and their cars in general. I always loved them, but owning one now has really made me fall in love fully and really decide that this is probably my favorite car brand out there. What I will say about this car is it is incredibly fun, and it's also definitely a head turner. I've gotten plenty of compliments on this car, but for what it's worth, there's really not too much you can do to these cars. What I do have right now is a Soul Cat back exhaust, H&R lowering springs, and the side markers are white. They came yellow. I have a video about me having all that put on, so I'll link that in the description. But let me give you a cold start up on my 2018 Porsche Cayman S. I have seen this car so many times, and this color never fails to amaze me. It's definitely my favorite car that I own. I already love blue as a color, but there's something about this blue and the blue on my toolbox that my amazing mother bought me to match the car. But there's something about this blue that gets me every time. I am actually gonna take the car to Mexico today. I'm 20 now. I bought this car when I was 19, so I have, I guess, a younger generation perspective on the car. This car does have the 6-speed manual transmission. It's the car I actually learned to drive manual on. If you watch my first video, I explain a little bit more. The only complaint I have about the interior is the cup holders. This is the cup holder. Only interior complaint I have is that, which I know you can get the cup holder for here, but I'm not spending extra money to get a cup holder in my car. So like I was saying, this car shifts amazing. It's super fun to drive. After I put the exhaust on it, it got even louder. It honestly wasn't that loud at first at all. I learned to drive manual in this, so I always have a little soft spot for it. Like I said, we are going to Mexico real quick, so I'll be able to actually open it up and really show you guys how fun this car is. This car is rear-wheel drive. It's mid-engine, which means the engine is literally right there. It does have a little bit of back area, but not much. We do have a frunk. It handles absolutely amazing, as opposed to the Infiniti. It doesn't handle as good as this car, but is, you know, just as fun in its own right. This is my first time driving manual with one hand. It's absolutely an amazing car. Have to say I have not had many problems with this car at all, knock on wood. I had a check engine light once. I hadn't driven the car in like 2 weeks. I had a check engine light, turned the car on, let it warm up, drove it around for a little bit, drove home, turned off the car, turned it back on, it was gone. So knock on wood, that was my whole check engine light experience. If you're willing to drop like over 60,000 but under like 80,000 on a car, this is probably the best car you can buy. I have the Porsche back in the garage, so I'm gonna go over a couple little things about the exterior of the car. Now, I am not a car reviewer by any means. This is the frunk. It's actually a pretty decent sized frunk. I've actually sat in there once, not with the hood closed, but if I put my head down, I could probably sit in there. I am relatively short, so I should, I can fit in that relatively easily. But yeah, it's pretty deep, it definitely has some space in it. It's nice. That's the frunk. And then, when I was saying before how the engine is right behind you, this is your trunk. A lot of people think that this doesn't have any trunk. It does have a trunk. It's just this little section right here. Your engine is right there. You sit right there. So you do have some space back here. Not a lot, obviously, but it is some space for you to work with, which is nice. It's lighted. It has the net here, so that way when you close it, wherever the handle is, when you close it, you can't see whatever you store back there, which is very nice. I do like that a lot. Something I did forget to mention is it's on graphite color. I believe these are Boxster wheels. I haven't seen them on other Cayman. I've only seen them on Boxsters. If you look them up, they literally come up as Boxster wheels, but I haven't been able to find graphite ones online. These were on when I bought the car. So I'm going to leave them because I do love graphite wheels. They definitely hold a special place in my heart. What is nice when you lock it is the mirrors go in automatically. I like that. That's the only thing that's automatic on this car. One other thing I do love is whoever optioned this car optioned to get the paint matched key. So the key literally looks like a mini version of the car. It's the same color and all that. It has the same blue metallic, which I think is awesome. Not much storage in here. Just in here is a little thing for you to put, I don't know, your phone or something. And then there's obviously a glove box. Other than that, there's no more storage. A little bit of storage in the doors. Front catches a lot of bugs, which is really nice. It's a nice decal. You know, it looks, I like to keep it on the car. At some point soon when I have like a full Saturday, a full nice Sunday, nice Saturday to do it, I'm gonna clean all my cars so you guys can see everything, all the vehicles, and just kind of get like a review of all of them. But yeah, my final opinions as someone who's had this car for 6 months is I really do think it is the best car you can spend your money on. If you want to buy a nimble sports car for like less than 80 grand, 718 Cayman all the way. Any of the Caymans. You got the you know, the 986, the 987, the 981, and then this is a 982, I believe, but it's 718. I don't really understand how Porsche numbers their cars, honestly. You know, like the newest Porsche is a 992, but the 993 was the ones made in like the 80s, so none of this makes sense. I know someone who has a 987 Cayman, and I believe that he loves that car a lot. I can tell you, I love the car. My friend just recommended that I do a video about like the 5 things I hate, 5 things I love about this car, but I really would have to nitpick 5 things I hate about this car. The only thing I can get is those cup holders. I hate those cup holders, but outside of that, there's really not much that I hate about this car. You know, I saw someone complain about the storage of this car, but if you're buying this car for storage, then you should go buy something else. I don't think this is the car for a daily driver. But yeah, of course, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you next time. Tune in for the next one.